Let's see. How much did I lose? 110 to 90. Over 50 pounds. Holy shit, over 50 pounds. So yeah, you heard it right. I lost 50 pounds. And of course, this is over the course of 4 years, which is a lot. But yeah, man, 50 pounds, man, it's been a journey. So yeah, I've always had this thing about my weight. I just had a really hard time with just keeping it consistent, Before high school, I was like almost borderline obese. And then in high school, that's when I like started being super active, like doing judo, did wrestling. That I did that for a good amount of time. Got into dancing, got into cycling during my college days. And then once I stopped being active and I started like, getting into the workforce, which would be like making videos and, just working every day, that's when you could slowly see that like I was putting on weight. I was trying to like diet and like eat more veggies and stuff like that, but nothing was really working. Like I tried to eat more healthy foods. I started juicing a lot, and just nothing would really fit. And then I figured out something, and then it really changed my life. So here's like three things that I think I took away from the time that I was, these last 4 years, and how I lost like over 50 pounds. So the first thing that was a really big lesson for me was when I got into intermittent fasting. And I tried a bunch of different types of fasting, like 1 meal a day fasting. And then I did fasting, which is like I did 3 to 5 days without eating anything. I did that like twice. And I think the one thing that I learned from intermittent fasting, is that food is really just it's like a concept. I don't know. I don't want to say food is just a concept, bro, but it really is. With food, you just got to get your proper nutrients in, and then just fill yourself up with water, man. Is really the indicator of if you're hungry or not. Like there's a lot of times where I am going throughout my day and I just feel super hungry. But then if I just like down a bottle of water, then I feel good, Back in LA and back when I was working, I think I'd get that hungry feeling, and then I'd just be like, all right, time to eat. And then I'd get some boba, I'd get like, a quick snack. But yeah, I think snacking is something that like really gets you eating more than you really need, I made the fasting video on my YouTube channel, and on top of that, another YouTube channel called Tendi Teachings, if you guys want to check that out. But after the fasting, like after I fasted for about 3 to 5 days, there's a point where that's where your stomach is still beginning to learn how to process food again, right? And then in that moment, when you're trying to learn how to process food again, you realize that you just need like a salad, and then like a few bottles of water, and then you're good, bro. I think that's like something that I took with me. Like another thing that aligned with that is that if you like look at a lot of the models that that have that like ideal body and stuff, they're not really eating that much, or if anything, they're just eating protein, So just eat, yeah, you just really got to eat protein, like a salad, and then a bunch of water. And then I think that's kind of like how, like a big majority of how I like lost a lot of my weight. I think the second thing that really took my, my diet to the next level was just the fact of being active all the time. 4 years ago, I moved, and then I didn't have a car. And in the area that I'm in right now, you really don't need a car, there's like good transportation through like the metro, the buses, the trains and stuff like that. And then on top of that, you could just bike everywhere in this area. It's really, really convenient. Another thing is I started doing TikToks. And when I started doing TikToks, I kind of set like a thing for myself, which is just do one TikTok a day. And at first it was like one TikTok a day in the sense of like, oh, I know how this started. So I had a good friend of mine, Chris, and he challenged me like, bro, do one thing, post one thing a day on your Instagram or on your YouTube or whatever. And I was just like, man, I don't know if I could do that. But then I got into TikToking, and it's so easy to find content. And I think another thing is I really wanted to get back into dancing, and TikTok has a lot of dance trends and stuff. So I would just find a dance trend, learn it, and then try to post it that day. And that was huge for my me keeping active throughout the days. I think beforehand, you would just think, man, just get that one workout in a day. But I think when you think about it that way, then like, I don't know, for me, it makes me think like, shit, like I don't want to work out, like, I don't know, maybe the term working out for me is just like, that's a lot of hard work, but for me, making it a dance, making it, when I'm playing with the kids at my work, like I put more effort into it. So I'm more active. I'm lifting up kids. I'm running around with them. It's a lot of that really, keeps my heart rate up and keeps it. Oh, also having a Fitbit monitor is super helpful. So yeah, just being active. That's huge. Number 2. I think number 3 is just changing your location. For me, that was moving from America to Japan. And that was huge, because then in Japan, you realize in Asia, their portions are a lot smaller. And then that shift in perspective, like everyone around you is like just eating this small portion. They're like pretty satisfied with the meal. Whereas me, I'm like, from America, I'm like, shit, get me the large, get me, but after a while, you realize like, oh, that's the reason why Americans are bigger than Japanese. It was drilled into me like, oh, I need like a large to feel satisfied, or I need this amount of rice to make me feel satisfied. Whereas, a lot of Japanese people, they could just eat one steak, a salad, and then they're good, A lot of those guys, I went to a lot of hot springs and onsens with them. They got 6-packs, and they're like super fit, and they're just living life, So I think it's just that, changing perspective, being around people that have that, like, like I want to have that type of body. So I hang out with those guys, those Japanese guys that are super ripped, and I'm like, man, what do they do? That's, other than their own workout, like how much are they moving in a day, and how much are they eating? Like I think that was like another thing, just being with another person that is like from a different culture than you, and seeing how they eat. I think that was like huge for me to learn about portion size. Also, like just healthy ways of thinking about it. A lot of Japanese people, they don't really think of like a burger as like a cheat meal, or I think they do, but it's more like it's like a celebration. Like, oh man, I'm getting American food. This is exciting. But yeah, just like thinking about food in different ways, and having your perspective widened by meeting different people from different cultures. Like I got to hang out with people from Korea. I got to hang out with people from Japan, Indonesia, Brazil, Taiwan. I got to meet a lot of people and see, their views on food. And I think that was like transformational for me to get that different perspective. I think those were the few things that kind of helped me lose a bunch of this weight. Intermittent fasting and seeing food is amazing, but you don't need it every day. You could just drink water, and then get your substance from like a salad and a few things, and then you'd be good. And I think if you obviously you don't do this like immediately. I kind of eased into it, dipping your toes into it and seeing how like what the fasting is all about, and pushing your body to its limits that way. That was like huge. And then staying active, that was like another thing, like dancing every day, biking everywhere. I think that was pretty big too. And then I think the last thing was changing your environment, meeting people from different cultures, uh, I think I think maybe another thing was like the pandemic. That was like huge for me to just realize that like I didn't need to party every day. I didn't need to go out drinking every day. I didn't need to go out to restaurants. To have good food, to have a good time. I could just stay home, watch some movies, call some friends. That whole switch in the mindset in the pandemic, as well as the the friends that I met, the way that they viewed food and stuff like that, I think that was huge in my development in like, how I treat, myself, not only in just like how my body is, but also just like, in life in general and stuff. Now I feel like I'm in a different mind space. I just feel really blessed that I have this body, have this life right now. So super huge in like my development of my perspective. So yeah, it was like a really big journey for me, and I think that was like, maybe that's the last thing, like this, like, losing weight. It's not just like you do something and, you lose weight, but I think it's like you change your whole lifestyle, and then when you change your whole lifestyle, you change your whole perspective on different things. I think that's like how you ultimately get to lose weight, because I think if you think of it as tricks and stuff like that, then that one time where you kind of slip up and then you'll be like, oh no, I slipped up, dang it, I can't keep this up, Whereas I think if you think about it as a lifestyle, it's like, cool, like I went back to my lifestyle, that's cool. Now try to transition into this type of lifestyle, I think that's huge in the way that you would view your weight loss journey, I guess. But anyways, that was my 2 cents on how I lost 50 pounds. Yeah, comment down below how you guys deal with your your life choices in health and keeping your body healthy and stuff like that. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.